Hi guys, I'm Jamie from Into Fly Fishing. Today I'm going to talk to you about the Shilton SL7 Fly Reel and go through why I think it's one of the best fly reels on the market. I've been fly fishing for around 30 years, 10 of them a guide. Most of my guiding has been in saltwater destinations like Kenya, the Galapagos, Seychelles and the Bahamas. As you can imagine, I've seen a lot of fly reels being put to the test against species like bonefish and permit and GTs. Saltwater fly fishing is about as far as it gets when it comes to putting gear to the test. So I'm going to take all that experience and tell you why I think this reel is really going to cut the mustard for you out there. If you're looking at buying the Shilton SL7, you're probably looking at some other saltwater reels too. Those might be the Nautilus CCF X2 or the Mako 9600B and perhaps the Hatch Iconic 11 Plus. In this review, I'm going to give you all my best insights about the features and fishability of this reel, so you can really make an informed decision about which of these saltwater reels is going to be best for you. If you look below the video, you're also going to find a link to our best saltwater fly reels article that features all the reels I've just mentioned, so you can really do some research there. There's also a specific article about the SL7 that I wrote that has extra details in there, so you can really get to grips with the reel a bit more having watched this video. Before we get started on reviewing this reel, please could you like the video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. As you can imagine, it's pretty costly for us to bring these videos to you, and the gear, we buy this ourselves, it's not gifted to us, so any support would be great. Below the video you'll also find links to buy any of these reels. Those are affiliate links which help us keep doing what we're doing and keep bringing this great content to you. So if you're going to order, please order through them. So now I'm going to talk a bit about how we've tested this fly reel. If you head to the Shilton website, you'll see a whole list of features and specs. They tell you everything about the reel. These are the metrics I've tested against. So I've weighed the reel, I've put it on loose drag, medium drag and full drag and really pulled very hard. I've water tested it, submerged, pulled it apart. Everything works really well, so that's excellent news. We've also owned this reel for 6 years and it's caught some of the most serious saltwater species you can imagine. Striped marlin in the Galapagos, sailfish and GTs in the Seychelles, roosters in Costa Rica. So it's really done very well when it comes to testing. Moving on, we're going to take a look at what this reel is made out of. When you buy it, it's going to come in this handy cover, and this is a really well padded cover to keep your reel safe while you're traveling around with it. You can also attach it to the rod over the top, so that saves your reel getting bounced around on bumpy boat rides to the flats. There's also a little elastic slot here, not sure if you can see that. It's a great place for your reel lubricant. There's a little pocket here, a really good place for your tippets, and of course there's a handle here to carry the reel with. Moving on, this reel is made from super high quality bar stock aluminium. It's a machined reel, it's not die cast. Being machined means it's way more impact resistant. It's not going to dent if you drop it or anything like that. Inside, all the screws, like you can see here, and the center pin, they're all made from really high quality stainless steel. Even the drag knob is made from the same aluminium. So this reel is pretty much rust proof. It's finished with a hard anodized finish, so it's about as durable as it's going to get. Like I said, I've had it for 6 years. There is no rust on this reel. Now we're going to talk about the weight of the reel. This comes in at 10.2 ounces, which is about 28 grams. It's in the middle of the class for an 11-12 weight reel. I really like this reel. It balances out my Sage Motive 12 weight perfectly. I've also actually fished it on the Sage XI2 10 weight. It's a bit heavier on that rod, but it still works pretty well, which is nice. Some diversity there, some versatility. When it comes to reels, you don't want a heavy reel, especially on a heavy rod like a 12 weight. Like blind casting all day can really hurt your shoulder, especially if it's too heavy. Lighter reels, they're not going to balance out your outfit enough. Quite often in saltwater fly fishing, you need to push a 70-foot cast into the wind, and a lighter reel just isn't going to give you the momentum and power on your outfit to do that. Next up is the drag system on this reel. The drag is the most important thing when you're buying a saltwater fly reel. Species from bonefish to marlin are going to have you in your backing in seconds, and if your reel can't handle it, you're not going to land those fish. This is the key thing to get right when you're buying a saltwater fly reel. The Shilton SL7 has a custom processed cork drag. At zero drag, it's super free. I'm going to show you now. And you're going to get a bird's nest if you pull too hard there. If we go to half, which is about 1.5 turns, gets pretty tight there. If we go to full, it's super powerful, pulling line off this reel is very hard. So it just shows you the power it has. At a maximum drag, it has 12.6 pounds of stopping pressure. So that's pretty serious. It's more than you're ever gonna need. It's enough to stop a GT crashing through the surf and cutting your line. But when you're fighting the bigger fish, you're gonna wanna tone down the drag a bit to about half. I enjoy the drag knob on this reel. It's textured, really easy to find in a fight, grippy, has a plus and minus sign so you know when you're going up or down. Some people might prefer a larger drag knob, but actually I like this small one. It doesn't get in the way. When you're stripping in your line, it doesn't catch, doesn't tangle. So it just keeps everything clean and easy. Okay, now let's talk about the spool on this reel. This has a mid to large arbor spool. So the retrieve rate is not as fast as others, but it's solid in my eyes. I've never been too far behind keeping up with the fish. It can hold around 300 yards of 80-pound braid. That's what's on here now. And I've got the Rio GT line on top. So you can see there's lots of space in there. You've got plenty of line on here to go after those big saltwater species. So nothing to worry about there. Removing the spool does take a while with these reels. I'm gonna take off the top screw, then the drag knob, then you've got to pull out the center pin, and then you get your spool. And here's your inner drag we talked about earlier. This is not a quick release spool. This is going to take some time if you want to change spools mid-fishing. So it's not the reel for that. But I do love that this spool is never going to pop out. I've seen the Hatch Iconic literally open in two in the middle of fighting a GT in the Seychelles. The fish ran and the spool just popped off the reel like that. Managing that situation is not very enjoyable for a guide or an angler, especially when you're hooked up to the fish of your dreams. But with this reel, that's never going to happen. There is not one single chance with this mechanism that this spool is going to pop off mid-fight. So there's some added reliability there. You can also change it to be a left or right hand retrieve. On the inside on the drag plate, you simply change some things around there. It takes about 10 minutes. And then it will be a left or right hand one, which is really handy so you can choose. We're going to talk about the sound this reel makes now. You've heard it already when I've been winding and putting the drag, but let's just do a sound test for you. So on the outgoing, it's quite soft and quite nice. On the incoming, a bit louder. I like the sound this reel makes, especially when I'm guiding with them. I can always hear if an angler's winding or if the fish is pulling line, and I don't have to watch the reel to give instructions. Also, you can actually tailor make the sound on this a little bit. You can choose to have no sound at all on the outgoing and just sound on the incoming. So you can fiddle around with that on the inside as well if you want. Moving on to available sizes. So the Shilton SL comes in a size range from SL4 to SL8. The SL4 is your 5/6 weight. That's great for smaller freshwater species. And then the SL5, that's the perfect bonefish reel in my eyes if you want to fish on a 7 weight for bonefish or 8 weight, which is what I prefer. The SL6 is an amazing all-round saltwater reel. That's for your permit, for snook, bonefish, for triggerfish. It really covers a lot, and that's going to fish on a 9-10 weight. This is the 11-12 weight here. This is ideal for sailfish, wahoo, tuna, GTs, tarpon, any fish that's pushing up to about 200 pounds really. Then you have the SL8, which is one size up from this. That is your really big fish rod. If you want to go after anything that's 200 pounds plus, the SL8 is for you. Let's talk about some colors now. It's always nice to have a reel that matches your setup. The Shilton SL range comes in quite a lot of colors. This is the titanium, which is very nice. This is the lower priced one. There's a black one as well that's on a lower price. And then if you want to choose a colorful one, you're going to pay a bit more money. And you can choose from red, blue, purple, gold, and even turquoise. So there's a good range for you to choose from there. Okay, let's move on to price. The Shilton SL series has a price range of $575. That's the SL4. And it goes up to $625 for the SL5. And you're paying $685 for the SL6. The SL7 is $765. And then the SL8 is $825. Again, if you want those colorful reel options, you're going to pay a bit extra, usually about 50 bucks. Is it good value? In all honesty, for the price, I think the SL7 is amazing value. It's more affordable than the Hatch Iconic. It is more than half the price of the Mako 9600B. And this comes with a lifetime warranty for the first original buyer. So you're really getting a reel for life here, and it actually will survive that long too, because it's really well made. So to sum up, overall, I think the Shilton SL7 is an excellent reel. It's done me very well for the last 6 years. It's incredibly durable, it's not going to rust. I've never had it fail, and it can really handle those big species that you want to catch. Who's it for? I guess if you're that kind of angler who likes going up against big tarpon and GTs and billfish, the SL7 is great for you. If you spend more time on permit and snook and those medium-sized fish, triggerfish, bonefish, the SL6 is going to cover all of that for you, so that's great. When it comes to value, I think it's excellent, especially the SL7 and the SL6. They're more affordable than other reels in their class, and I think they're a bit more robust. The only reel I would use for big fish other than this is the 9600B from Mako, but it's twice the price, more than twice the price, so I struggle to find the value there. I have used it, it is a great reel, but for double the money, it's not something I'm going to buy in the end. So do I recommend this reel? Yeah, 100%. For the money, for the value, for what you're getting, its reliability, its durability, and its ability to stand up to every environment out there. I think it's an amazing one. So definitely go grab it if you want to go catch some big fish. And that's it from me. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks so much for taking the time to listen. Please don't forget to like our video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the support we can get is much appreciated. You can also follow us on all our social media pages, from Instagram to TikTok, and you'll get some great content there.